Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing a reading for Virgo. Welcome to new subscribers and welcome back to my regular family here. I'm so glad that you are all here. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. If you'd like a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. It takes you right to my book online page. All right, Virgo, the overall energy of this reading is the Two of Swords. Looks like you might be stuck in this or that thinking. Feels like there's a lot of confusion, uncertainty. Feels like there's a certain way you've been doing things, this way or that way. But there's a third option that isn't you're not able to perceive yet, a new way of doing business. I don't know why I'm saying business. It feels like a new way of operating, a new path. And of course, it might be a path outside, but really it feels like it starts within. This new way of perceiving yourself, perceiving your reality. What is this? Yeah, there's something that hasn't transformed yet within you that would make things much easier. It feels like it's an easier path, an easier way of doing things. That it doesn't take as much work or as much effort. It feels easier. It feels lighter. Anything else to help Virgo around the overall energy? Okay. This is something, it feels like this operating, I feel like we're talking about like operating system, how the basic framework of how you are going through life, or how life is actually moving through you. And it looks like there's some unhealed wounds. Feels like you might have a perception, a story that you're telling yourself that is keeping your options small. It might be around being a victim or something like that. I get the feeling that you might have been victimized, but if you stay in that victim mentality, then you pull in more. The universe says yes to whatever you believe, and so you attract more of that. If you are ready to, if you've learned a lot from being in victim mentality and you're ready to shift that and make some uncomfortable realizations and see things maybe about yourself and your environment that are uncomfortable, but it feels like you might be ready to take that dive, to accept what has happened and learn how to shift to a different mindset. That's as close as I'm getting. So let's move on to the hidden blessings right now, Virgo. Is the Hanged Man in reverse. It looks like you're coming out of a period of time where you were, feels like stuck. You might have perceived it as being stuck, but it's because there was something that you needed to see. I think this is in regards to something, it feels related to victim mentality and actually having someone victimize you. Feels like this is the most recent experience and the most heartbreaking. So not just someone some Joe Schmo in your environment. This is someone really close to you. And it feels like you needed to see them clearly. It feels like you were not seeing people and or a person very clearly. And so it took a lot for you. That stuckness was like, hey, I need you to see this situation, this person, people clearly. It feels like in the past you were operating just kind of just kept going, just kept going, just kept going. And the stuckness, the complete kind of like being, I can't tell what this is for each of you. It feels different, but some point in the past where you were so stuck and you were able to see people accurately and realize this person isn't for me at all. Maybe you sacrificed everything for this person, and it feels like part of the shakeup, the reality check was this person is not doing the same for me. I misunderstood what was happening here. I was giving everything to this person under the assumption that I would get, not that you were transactionary. Maybe it was a little. Maybe you just assumed, that would be returned. But you needed to see who this person really was. You needed to see things clearly, that you were not where you thought they were. It looks like the hidden blessings is in this period of time, you invited the energy of truth. And no matter how difficult that is, feels like there's some painful truths, realizing that this was not what you thought it was. You were exploring your mother wound. A lot of neglect, a lot of lack of care, a lot of beliefs about having to do to create value instead of knowing that you have value right away. That's a lot. It feels like at some point looking back, you would be able to say that was a blessing. I think when you're in this experience and feeling discarded and feeling wounded, it's nearly impossible to understand that this is happening for you, not to you. All right, what you're leaving behind is this confusion. A lot. Nothing is as it seems. A lot of unexpressed emotions, and this is subconscious energy, and it feels like you might have been playing an unfair game, and even playing field, but the people around you were not. And you needed to see this. There was something very important about the confusion and your walk with. It feels like you've walked with confusion for a lot in your life. What has it taught you? What has uncertainty taught you? Feels like people have taken advantage of your confusion. Feels like now that is your power. Yes. Wow. You might be leaving behind someone who to you felt like security and stability, but there's all this confusion. It feels like they're an illusion. This might be limerence. For those of you, it feels like you might, if this is resonating, create a fantasy version of the people that you're romantically attracted to, and create an obsessive fantasy world. And so you don't really see the person and deal with the red flags. You create this fantasy version. And it looks like the unconscious agreement is that you project all of these amazing qualities onto this person, your romantic counterpart. They are perfect. Perfect. They can do no wrong. They are amazing. You are lost in the sauce. And in return, once you have hooked in and there's no going back, you're not seeing red flags, you're just in it, then this person shifts the agreements, kind of a bait and switch. Because at first, why would you do that unless they are mirroring back lovely energies? They're telling you what you want to hear. But at some point, it looks like this person starts projecting their insecurities onto you. You're projecting this fantasized version onto them about how amazing they are. And they need that. They can't be seen as wrong or bad. They don't know how to be perceived anything other than wonderful, and you're fluffing their ego, and then you take their projections onto you of your woundedness, that you're not enough. And so that's the unconscious agreement, at least one that I'm perceiving, that it looks like you're leaving behind. You're tired of dating people's ego. Wow. And not their soul. Not a soul connection, but egoic. Okay. Whew. How to get the most of this energy is the Eight of Cups. It looks like walking away is in the best way to get the most of this energy. Walking away from what's not for you. Walking away and walking away towards something or someone you have an emotional attachment to, and maybe an addiction to. If you're honest with yourself, maybe a little addiction there. And moving towards your real joy, your soul fulfillment. In the Eight of Cups, they're willing to walk away, even though there's still a fire, there's still an attachment to this situation, this person, but you're willing to walk away from that because of the promise of Nine of Cups, which is soul fulfillment. So it feels like this is really difficult. This is facing a lot of your fears. This isn't just a walk on the beach towards the sunset in the distance like the picture shows. Feels like there's a lot of inner turmoil and a lot of definitions and beliefs and stories that you have to unlearn about to be able to move away. But it looks like you're no longer willing to sacrifice yourself to people who are determined to not care for you, about you, that realizing they will never change. If you're needing to hear, maybe if I just put it out just a little bit longer, like stick with it, then eventually this person will change. If they change sometime in the future, it's because you are not together. You are not this person's medicine. I think there's this false premise that eventually you will get a payout for all the effort that you've put in. And instead there's a shocking reality that, no, I just need to pull my energy away and go somewhere else. This person isn't going to shift into someone that you prefer. I think that was like a story that people have told you. Fixing. Are you a wounded healer? Are you a fixer? Yeah, there's no love. There's no love there for you. You can't fill your own cup. It feels like you can't even fill your own cup, as all the beliefs are that you have to give and sacrifice and give to everyone else, which is showing everyone that they don't have to treat you with respect or care because you don't respect your energy. You don't see the value in yourself. It looks like there's a lot of lies and deception in this environment, and there's no new learning. It feels like an enmeshed environment where you are responsible for how this person feels. People, it feels like this environment is just exhausting. That you are meant to do all of the heavy lifting and the burden. And what's interesting is I feel like this person, even though you are doing all the heavy lifting mentally, emotionally, maybe physically, maybe financially for some of you, even though you are doing all the heavy lifting in this relationship, it feels like they are not perceiving the work that you do or appreciating it at all. Instead, they feel like you are a burden. And so it's like you just can't win in this environment. I think trying to figure out how to stay comfortable in this environment is just, it just doesn't work. Wow. All right. What's supporting you is the Ace of Wands in reverse. Interesting. A lack of new energy, a lack of spark, a lack of desire, a lack of passion. I think this is indicating that nothing, if you're still in this environment and you haven't walked away, there's no new energy coming in. There's nothing for, there's no desire, there's nothing, there's no spark. It feels like you are in a space that's so far removed from who you really are and where your energy is at, where your alignment is, if this is resonating, that I don't know how to explain. There's nothing new coming in. There's and it feels like it's, yeah, take what you want from what I'm saying. There's nothing new here. What's supporting you is, oh, interesting. It looks like you have manifested this, actually. You are in an environment, it feels like what you want, you can have access to. What you want, it wants to get to you, but it can't reach you in the current chronic energetic frequency that you've been in. You have to, you've asked for balance, you've asked for peace, you've asked for strength, you've asked for courage, you've asked for love and care and adoration, and it looks like everything, the moment you've asked for it, was sent, but you're not at an energetic frequency to receive that yet. So it looks like some action. It's like you have to get to a space, a frequency where you can receive that. I'm also getting a lot of supportive energy. What's supporting you is also your ancestors. Those of you who have parents who've crossed, no matter what your relationship was during the lifetime, it feels like loved ones who've crossed have expanded once they went into 5D, and they want to help if you are willing to accept. Ask for guidance, ask for help, and then get into a space where you can receive it. When I know that it's guidance, I've shown myself by taking action on the messages, and then you get more, larger and larger messages. But you don't get, you have to kind of show yourself that you will take action on these little guidances, these little steps. You are also protected by Archangel Michael and the Creator, archetype, architect, God, Source. You remember to ask for help. This is a free space, creatively, free choice. And so these high vibrational beings can't intercede unless you ask for that help. So whatever it is that you need, ask for it and create a space and to receive it. A lot of guidance to me is uncomfortable. I make sometimes really uncomfortable moves because I have to face my fears, and feels like you're learning how to navigate new you energy. What to be mindful of in this energy is the Page of Cups in reverse. Emotionally immature people. Being mindful of those who have not met themselves as deeply as you've met yourself. Those who are not as healed. They're still in their unhealed, wounded child image pictures. Also, I'm getting... I'm getting that a lack of playing fair with this immaturity. It feels like people... I'm also getting this message of recognizing emotionally immature people, not to, punch down or address, but just realize this is the level that they've met themselves. And I don't feel comfortable with emotionally immature people around me because they tend to, they're still playing, middle school games. They're still playing toddler games, and there's rich lessons to be learned. There's nothing wrong with someone who has arrested development and is emotionally immature. I'm not getting judgment. I'm just getting that recognizing where they are emotionally and then adjusting how close you allow them into your experience. And some people I have personally gone through experiences with, and I've been like, I think that's good. I think I don't feel I will ever trust, but at least right now, no contact, no or low contact. Feels like only you can decide. If you're looking for permission to go no contact with someone who's emotionally immature, or someone who has shown you time and time again that they're not changing and that you have to do all the changing, trust your gut. I think for a long time, I'm also getting here, if you are new to this, if you are wanting to separate from this energy, emotionally immature people act very erratically. Make sure you're safe. Are you safe? Do you have a support system around you? What's one step you can take today towards that Eight of Cups, towards your soul fulfillment? Just one step at a time. I think when I was going through something similar to this energy, it just felt very overwhelming. And so just taking one little step at a time is how you change. The time's going to change anyway. Going towards your happiness and away from people who don't care for you or about you is a great use of your time and energy. Becoming more yourself is a great use of your time and energy. Yes. Yeah, taking little actions, just a little bit, and finding your spot. Wow, thank you, cards. Yes, so taking action when you can, and when you can't, that's fine. But it looks like going towards what you prefer, making sure you have a support system around you. If you don't have a support system, then find friends, find family, whatever it is that you're like, well, I don't have that, then that's what you're going to create for yourself. And it looks like being mindful of people who, when they show you who they are, believe it. Trust your feelings. Feels like people have gaslit you a lot. And so just trusting how you feel and how people make you feel. Not just, it feels like, wow, it looks like you're very attractive at this time. And just to be mindful of those who are going through a difficult time and want to project and want you to still continue to carry the burden of their difficulty. Feels like whoever you feel is your opposition in this, that you've been kind of battling, it looks like they're receiving karma as you pull your energy back to you and you love on yourself, you nurture yourself. So, all right, Virgo, I hope that was helpful. Have a great day. Bye.